Am I the asshole for friend-zoning a girl after finding out she has a kid? I have been trying to get back into the dating game after a recent divorce. Me and my ex do not have any kids. And I have always been adamant that I never want children, literally since I was a kid myself, haha. Well, as you can guess, dating at 30 when you don't want kids isn't exactly easy. But I'm still drawing a line there personally. Well, on to the story. I have been casually seeing this girl, let's call her Sarah, for a few weeks now. We have never been intimate in person beyond kissing and some casual touching and flirtiness. But we have had some steamy text conversations. Well, the other day Sarah and I decided to have a few drinks and a movie night at my place. The real agenda was for us to finally have physical intimacy. And she would stay the night. The night is going well. And everything is great as it has been up until now. But out of nowhere Sarah just casually mentions that her child's father has been a pain in the ass lately. And she is so glad she doesn't have to deal with him as a partner anymore. Naturally, I was a bit caught off guard. So I asked her to clarify that she does indeed have a kid. She stated that she did, but didn't think it was relevant to us as we hadn't been seeing each other for very long. After she said this, I didn't quite know what to do. Of course, I could have continued with the plan for intimacy. But that felt dirty now. Not because she's a mother, but because I feel like if I now have no interest in pursuing her seriously anymore, I shouldn't give her false hope by sleeping with her. I didn't quite know how to handle the situation. So when the time came to go to bed, I just kind of pretended to be too tired to do anything intimate and ended up going to sleep. She seemed visibly disappointed, but I didn't know what else to do. Fast forward a couple of days and we haven't spoken much since. Aside from casual friendly chat over text, I didn't really know what to say to her, if I'm honest. Eventually she sends me a voice message saying she thinks it's pretty shitty for me to friend zone her like this just because she's a mother. That she has value beyond her child. And she deserves a real man who can love her and her child. The friend that introduced us is fully on her side and being the same way towards me. Despite knowing from our time as friends that I have never wanted kids. I guess I could have been upfront immediately that I think this isn't going anywhere and ended the night the moment I found out. But I felt so awkward about it all, I just didn't know what to do. So, am I the asshole? TLDR, found out a girl I was dating had a kid. And it turned me off. Now she's mad at me for not wanting to be romantic anymore. Not the asshole. You have every right to your preference. The friend that introduced you two should have disclosed, as she should have. She was clearly testing the waters with the baby daddy comment. Biggest YTA for the friend who introduced you two, knowing your stance on children. Not the asshole. You could have gone about it in a better, more direct way. But not leading her on is the correct thing to do. Not the asshole. She was being deceptive. She's perfectly aware kids matter. Next time you think you'll start seeing someone, casually ask if they have kids or nicely say you aren't interested in people with children. Many women won't date a man with kids. It's fine. Not the asshole. I think it's disingenuous to not disclose having a child. Everyone knows it's a deal breaker for a significant amount of potential dates. Sounds like she was trying to reel you in first in hopes you'd be more receptive to the idea. Good on you for sticking to your guns. Not the asshole. My daughter 23 was asked out by M who had a child. They went out once. He was upfront that he had child. Daughter explained she was not intending children of her own, so did not want to assist raising someone else's child, so did not see relationship working in long term. Both were upfront with their needs. No one took offense, both went in other directions. No harm, no foul. It is actually chivalrous that you chose not to get intimate with a woman with whom you knew that you would not want to pursue a romantic relationship. Some people think that they can turn people who don't want kids because they as parents don't understand the concept of having no interest in being a parent. It's rough that your friend pulled this trick on you and put you in such an awkward situation. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You did the right thing by not hooking up. Of course she has value. But you don't want to lead her on, and you aren't changing your mind. She's just going to have to come to grips with that. Good for you. Not the asshole. She has some set of balls on her to be angry with you for not wanting to date her. A real man should want to take care of her and someone else's kid. That's bullshit. Kick her out of the friend zone too. Intar. She should have told you she had a kid right away, and if your friend knew you were child-free, they shouldn't have set you up. Not the asshole whatsoever. In fact, I think you acted very responsibly. Not wanting children is legitimate, and you're allowed to feel that way. This coming from someone who was once a single mother. ETA, I don't agree that parenthood isn't relevant to new relationships. If you guys were getting close enough for intimacy, it had gone far enough to say something. Kids are a deal breaker for lots of people. Woman shrugging, light skin tone. When I was a dating single mom, I'd rather have known up front if someone wasn't into being a step parent. Not the asshole. People need to start stating things they carry that are considered deal breakers for many. The whole "I don't know you, so I'm not telling you" is ridiculous and misleading. Not the asshole. Not wanting to date someone with kids is okay. It might limit your dating pool, but it's not doing something wrong. I just don't really like kids and have always been awkward around them. I prob wouldn't date someone with kids either, because it's not like they wouldn't be involved in your life if you got serious. Not the asshole for having your preferences. And extra not the asshole for not sleeping with her. But you shouldn't have friend-zoned her without explaining why. Maybe the friend that introduced you didn't share that children are a deal breaker. But nothing irks me more than this ghosting mentality where people feel like they can't spare a minute to just explain why it didn't work out. Not the asshole. You did the right thing by making your boundaries clear rather than leading her on. Not the asshole. She knew telling you about the kid might jeopardize the relationship, but it was pretty shitty of her to not mention this major piece of info. Please learn to be more direct about your deal breakers with potential partners. That she has value beyond her child. And she deserves a real man who can love her and her child. She does deserve someone who can love her and her child. If that isn't you, that's okay. You did the right thing by not sleeping with her and then dumping her. Yes. You should have been upfront about it once you found out she had a child. But you still did the right thing. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but you should have handled it better by telling her you don't date women with children instead of blowing her off. Just ask first from now on and save yourself and your impending dates the trouble. Not the asshole. You want something different? Just tell her straight up you're done now, cause you do not want any children, including step kids. And she deserves someone who does.